Okay, guys. So today I just wanted to share a little bit of the sketchbook that I've been working on the last few months. Now, because I'm left-handed and I tend to bang against the rings of any sort of binder or booklet or anything like that, I take my drawings out and put them in a portfolio type thing. So that's why they're not in the sketchbook necessarily. So these drawings, a lot of people when they use sketchbooks, they doodle, they practice things, and I do that as well, but I like to have a finished product. That's just how my brain works. I want to finish the whole picture, but I try to keep it to just a night's worth of work, so maybe 2-3 hours on something. Sometimes it goes into the next day if there's a little bit left that I have to do, but so these are just for practice. They're not some of my artwork that takes me many hours and days and all that kind of stuff, and months sometimes. But here we go. So first drawing is, who doesn't want to draw a dragon? So I try a little dragon. Copic markers. I painted some black ink in the background there. These are Posco white pens and some Jelly Roll white pens for the highlights. It turned out kind of cool. I like it. Yeah. All right. So this bad boy, I love Star Wars. I love outer space, SpaceX, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to do a ship. Now I should have used perspective lines when I did this and made this a little bit more, in line with perspective, and I didn't, and I kind of regret that. But it's kind of cool. I tried to do an interesting, weird terrain, the planet in the background. So there we go. All right. Some sort of blue warrior. With this one, my big goal was to make this ball and chain look like it's way in front and this one in the background. And I think I succeeded at that. I think this one does look closer than that one. Try to get some swirly underworld flames going on, and I used a fluorescent orange Jelly Roll pen, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah, I like the way this one turned out. I think it's kind of neat. Tried to do a little surrealism. What I really wanted was to try out this gold ink. I don't know if you can tell the shininess of this gold sand down here, but that gold ink is really cool. Painted it on with some goldfish. Yeah, it turned out okay. A little practice with an eye right there. I like it. This is Pan from Pan's Labyrinth. I was watching the movie and I was really inspired. It's just a beautiful movie, great cinematography, great story, beautiful characters. I just love that movie. And so I decided to draw Pan, or Pan, I'm not really sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. I like the way this turned out, especially up here, because I feel like these branches in the moon look a little bit out of focus, which brings this character into the foreground. You got the little pixie fairy creature. I like this one. All right, this one's a little lackluster. We stayed in Florida, and I just really wanted to draw my surroundings. So, you know, just because you take a vacation doesn't mean that you should take a vacation from drawing. You always want to keep practicing and keep practicing, just like everything else. So I just took out my sketchbook and drew the pool that we were laying at, and it turned out okay. Nothing too over the top. Yeah, this was another excuse to use that gold ink. You can tell on the armor. I don't know if you can see the shimmer or not, but it's real apparent when you're up close to it. This is nice and shiny. This guy's even shiny back there. Colored pencils in the sky, colored pencils, and Copic markers and inks in the front there. Defending the realm. Yeah, turned out okay. I like it. Spartan or something, some sort of warrior. An armored dinosaur of some sort. I just really wanted to try out this. This is supposed to be fluorescent ink, orange ink. And I wanted to have some lava flowing. So I decided to draw a dinosaur. And what's really cool to do is to put in a fake border. So you got your border here. And then have your creature or character break that border. So that's what I did here. I got a couple other drawings of dinosaurs where they break the border, where it turns out really nicely. It looks like they're coming out of the picture. This one's not really like that, but yeah, turned out good. It's okay. This was a little drawing I did of a picture that a friend of mine took, Ted Whalen, of a sea otter in Alaska. As many of you know, I spend my summers in Alaska. And so this is Copic markers. The little highlights on the water is Jelly Roll white pens. Then you got the fur drawn in there with the Jelly Roll white pens. I like the way this turned out. Okay, I challenged my nephew to a wizard drawing contest, and so this was my wizard and he drew a wizard. I wish I had that to show you, but I don't. But we got our raven, got some eyeballs in here, some spider webs, some potions. So yeah, just having some fun. And there we go, we got some mice. Turned out okay. Zeke, stop. My dog is snoring. Okay, so here we have baby Yuda. So this was just from my imagination. I kind of wanted to put him on a swamp-like planet, and he likes to eat frogs, so I drew a little frog there. And here's that metal ball from the spaceship. Got some crazy weird bats in the background and some other planet there. I thought it turned out pretty good. I like it. Kind of fun. Gotta love baby Yoda. Oh, and I'm gonna kick myself for not remembering this guy's name right now. Shoot. My buddy Andy either jokingly or seriously wanted me to draw this character. And so I did, and I put R2-D2 in there and Millennium Falcon. planets in the background. Some little scouting robot up here. Scouting report. Man, what is his name? Okay, this one was kind of a level up for me when it came to sketching, because what I did is I used some Copic markers and pens and jelly rolls and all that in the front, but then I used pastels in the background, and you know, those are easy to blend, and I think it really made the character pop, and I just love the colors in the background. I just thought it turned out really nice. Silly guy, but I really enjoyed working on this one. Snarf Narf, that's what I'm going to call him. Snarf Narf. Cool. Alright, this guy. So this was a little study on, you know, my reference photo that I was looking at the time was just a guy aiming, you know, some sort of rifle, and I wanted to make an alien creature shooting some sort of alien type gun, but holding it like, you know, make it look like he's really holding it. And I thought it turned out really cool. I like this one a lot. Again, I used pastels in the background to get that kind of nice blended color. Who knows what sort of chemicals are in here. Okay. So one of the things that I struggle at, I'll admit, is dynamic poses. And so in these sketchbooks, I try to work on that quite a bit. So I've got this ninja, and I was trying to make it look like he's jumping at you with a couple of swords, or he's jumping over a wall, or something along those lines. And turned out okay. I don't know if that comes across or not, but... And then I used some white pastels to get this mist in the sky. So there is that guy. I'm reading the Odyssey by Homer, and this is Proteus, and he is one of the sea gods that Telemachus has to capture in order to pry out some information from. And he's got a whole bunch of seals and lays on the rocks, so I thought I would give that a go. Turned out okay. Some of the body forms are a little wonky over in this area, but I like it. Tried to make it look like the wind was blowing. And finally, this was my 3-point perspective study. You got 2 points on the side and 1 at the bottom, and you make some intercrossing lines with those with the ruler, and you can draw all sorts of crazy things and make it look like you're either looking up at it or looking down at something. So I chose to be kind of a bird's eye view of a city landscape, which is pretty typical for 3-point perspective, but I wanted to give it a go. I used the pastels in the background, which I thought, you know, what I'm learning about pastels in the background of even marker drawings is that, you know, when you're looking through air at something that's far off in the distance, eventually, even though the air that you see is clear, eventually enough air creates an atmosphere, and you're looking through that atmosphere. And so buildings that are far off, you'll notice that you can actually see the sky in front of them, see the atmosphere in front of them, and that's why I really like how this kind of trickles in, these pastels kind of trickle in from the background over the buildings. I think that looks kind of cool. So that's it for my sketchbook. I appreciate you sticking around and watching this. I hope you like the drawings or learned something or just enjoyed relaxing and looking at somebody else's artwork. Feel free to leave a comment, a like, or a subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching.